Listen, following football costs enough money already, so don't let your mobile bill mug you off. Rocket Mobile gives you unlimited everything for £16 a month. No nonsense. Powered by Vodafone and Free, plus exclusive content and prizes when you switch on over. Scan the QR code or click the link and put that cash back into football.
Marty from AFTV, I'm here with Adam G after Arsenal drawing 1-1 at Stamford Bridge in Super Sunday after Chelsea going down to 10 men. Adam, run me through this game.
Yeah, a bit of a weird feeling after that game. It was a bit of a game of just many different superlatives. The first one would be the refereeing. Absolutely horrendous performance from this referee again. The fact that he had to check VAR to see that that was a red card. I'm saying, why is the guy a referee, really? If he can't actually see on the field of play that that's an obvious red card. And I thought more generally as well, these refereeing decisions across the Premier League, not just with Arsenal, but with every club in the league, it's becoming a bit of a cancer for football, to be honest. It's becoming a major, major issue. And I don't know how we seek to ameliorate that, but we need to do something about it because it seems to be every single week. There are all of these decisions and they're just, they're ruining the spectacle a bit, aren't they, to be honest? The fact that he has to see that, on a screen to show it's a red. You said on the watch along yourself, the fact that he's given a yellows just to obviously keep their fans happy. Obviously, that clip a few years ago where Mike Dean said, I didn't want to give my mate any more trouble. Yeah. That's why I didn't send him to the screen. It's just like, come on, it's meant to be objective and fair. But in reality, it's not. In terms of Arsenal's performance, I thought pretty poor, to be honest. Yeah, pretty poor. Pretty poor performance. I think the team were a bit... It was like they were showing a lot of respect to Chelsea without really going at them. The red card changed the game in a sense because then Chelsea, you'd think, would sit back, but they didn't actually. They kept coming. And we just looked a bit languid, like we just didn't really know where we wanted to go. We didn't know to press or to sit back or whether to go forward or to soak up pressure and hit on the... We didn't know what we were doing tactically, and it was only when Arteta made the substitutions in the second half, which he did, to be fair, bringing Odegaard on, important. Gyökeres should have scored at the end, unfortunate. But, once he changed it, it looked better. But I think Chelsea were the better team, and I think, to be honest with you, if they played us 11 versus 11, they might well have got the 3 points today. So maybe you're looking at it as a good point gained rather than 2 points dropped.
So, you talk about is that how good Chelsea were today? Obviously, after Caicedo taking a walk and an early bath, them going down to 10 men for the majority of the game. How bitterly disappointing was it to not capitalise on that situation? Obviously, Caicedo potentially being one of their best players.
Well, the whole game build-up was Caicedo versus Rice. In fact, when they were lining up, you could see both players sort of looked at each other and smiled because it was like they knew the build-up was about them, who's going to win this midfield battle. Certainly, Caicedo didn't win it because he got sent off. Yeah. But was Rice brilliant today? I'm not sure he was that great. I mean, he's Mr. Dependable. Declan Rice, he's normally absolutely fantastic, but today it was a bit of a sort of meh performance. Neither here nor there, really. With them going down to 10, you would expect us to come onto them. You'd expect us to attack. Obviously, we see in football time and time again, there are teams that go down to 10, and then actually the team with the one man extra actually struggles to break them down because, they're sitting everybody behind the ball. But I'm going to give credit to Chelsea. They were brave. They came forward. They still believed they could win the game. They didn't look like it held them back too much. It looked like, in fact, they were more concentrated to get something from the game. I mean, despite the fact that it was a disgusting tackle, absolutely deserved a red card. I mean, he could have snapped the guy's ankle in half, to be quite honest. But at the end of the day, they rallied around, and obviously they had a loud Stamford Bridge on their side. And Arsenal, we are rivals. Arsenal and Chelsea have been rivals for a long time. West London meets North London, and it's on us even for today.
So where do you think, and how do you think, rather, that dents potentially our title hopes, and does that leave us in a bad situation moving forward, or are you still pretty over the moon with being top of the table, 5 points clear?
It's a good point. It's a good point gained. I think at the end of the day, what I don't understand, and this is what I've been trying to say on previous cams, you know, how are people still having a go at Arteta? It doesn't make any sense to me. You can go through a season and have bad performances. The Invincibles did.
Yeah.
You know, there's that game, I think, at Highbury against Portsmouth, where Perez got that penalty, and it wasn't even a penalty. I think it was proven to be a dive. So, you know, you get games in seasons where you're not going to play brilliantly. You're talking about human beings, not robots. You're talking about players who are affected by external pressures, internal pressures, and a number of different metrics for which we don't know what exactly that is. So to have people coming out and saying, Arteta's got to go, I mean, if that Liverpool game ends 0-0, we haven't lost a game, have we? We're unbeaten.
Yeah.
So what I don't understand is where they think this manager is going wrong. I think we're still in the title race, most definitely still in the title race. We're still clear. And Man City looked shaky against Leeds yesterday, and you know, anything could happen. I think we're in a really good position. I don't think today's game was any sort of bottling it or whatever. Like, you know, we came back from 1-0 down to draw 1-1. And I think, you know, you've got to back the team and you've got to back the manager. I think the manager's proven time and time again, you know, even with sticking Mourinho up front, he did that last season. Look at the results it's getting this season. You know, so instead of the constant complaining, I feel like some people are just complaining for the sake of it, to be honest with you.
Okay, so we've got Brentford midweek, another Premier League game to gain some traction. How do you see that going?
We should win. Big up to Keith Andrews over at Brentford. I must admit, I did think there would be certainty for relegation. They're really good. They won yesterday against Burnley. I think they're a good side. But you know, at the Emirates, you'd like to think, or the Emirates, as you lovingly call it, you'd like to think that we would sort of blow them away. Obviously, football's never as simple as that, but I think we'll go on and we'll win that game. It's an important game. We've got to get 3 points. You know, definitely a draw in that game would definitely be 2 points dropped, and a loss is unthinkable. So we've got to go and win that. Very important. But as long as we do, it's been a good, it's been a really good point of time for Arsenal fans. We've been going through a really good period. You know, Atletico Madrid swept away, Spurs swept away, Bayern Munich swept away. I mean, what more do you want?
3 points today. But anyway, Adam, you've been a superstar. Thank you very much. Please check out all of AFTV's other content. Please let us know in the comments what you think of Adam's assessment of the game. And please check out all the content coming up for the Brentford game, including a box-to-box, which will be fantastic with a Brentford fan. I've been Marty, he's been Adam. This has been AFTV, and I am signing out.